Ibrahim, a devout Muslim in his late 20s, lived in a serene village nestled amidst dense forests. Known for his unwavering faith and humility, Ibrahim worked as a carpenter, crafting intricate pieces while reciting verses from the Quran. Despite his peaceful life, the villagers often sought him out for guidance, believing his connection to Allah gave him unique strength. One evening, Sheikh Hamid, a respected elder in the village, arrived at Ibrahim's modest home in visible distress. His trembling hands and pale face betrayed his fear. "Ibrahim," he began, his voice barely above a whisper, "my family is plagued by a presence I cannot explain. Objects move on their own, shadows linger where they shouldn't, and whispers haunt our nights. We are too afraid to stay in our own home. I beg you to help us." Ibrahim nodded solemnly. "I will help, inshallah. Have faith, Sheikh Hamid. Allah's protection is stronger than any evil." Armed with his Quran, a bottle of Zamzam water, and a heart fortified by faith, Ibrahim followed Sheikh Hamid to his home. As they approached, the house loomed like a dark shadow against the twilight sky. The air was heavy, carrying an unnatural stillness that made the hairs on Ibrahim's neck stand on end. Inside, the family huddled in one corner, their faces etched with fear. "Leave the house," Ibrahim instructed gently. "I will confront whatever resides here." The family hesitated but obeyed, filing out silently. Alone in the dimly lit home, Ibrahim began reciting Ayat al-Kursi. His voice was calm yet commanding, each word resonating with power. For a while, nothing happened, but then the atmosphere shifted. The air grew colder, and the faint scent of sulfur permeated the room. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the kitchen. Ibrahim walked toward the sound, his recitation unwavering. Shadows danced along the walls, and a guttural voice hissed, "Leave, mortal. This is my domain. I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed shaitan," Ibrahim declared. He splashed Zamzam water in the direction of the voice, and a deafening roar filled the room. From the shadows emerged the Djinn, its form towering and shrouded in black smoke. Its fiery eyes glared at Ibrahim with malevolence. "You dare challenge me?" the Djinn growled, its voice reverberating like thunder. "This house belongs to Allah," Ibrahim replied firmly. "You have no place here." The Djinn lunged at him, but Ibrahim stood his ground, raising his hands in supplication. "Ya Allah, protect me and drive this evil away," he prayed. The creature stopped midair, shrieking in pain as if struck by an unseen force. For hours the battle raged. The Djinn shifted forms, first a serpent, then a monstrous beast, and finally a wailing woman with hollow eyes. It whispered lies, showed Ibrahim horrifying visions, and tried to weaken his resolve. But Ibrahim's faith remained unshaken. By dawn, the Djinn's form flickered weakly. "Why do you not fear me?" it demanded, its voice trembling with frustration. "My fear is only for Allah," Ibrahim replied. "You are but a creation, powerless against His will." With those words, Ibrahim recited Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas, sealing the Djinn's fate. The creature let out an agonized scream before vanishing in a burst of light. The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and the house was filled with peace. The Djinn's curse. Believing the ordeal over, Ibrahim informed Sheikh Hamid that the house was safe. However, that night, Ibrahim dreamt of a dark forest where the Djinn stood, chained and furious. "You think you've won?" it snarled. "My curse will haunt this village forever." The dream was so vivid that Ibrahim woke drenched in sweat. He realized the Djinn's presence extended beyond the house. It had ties to the forest surrounding the village. Determined to uncover the truth, Ibrahim consulted the village elders, who revealed a chilling legend. Decades ago, a pious man named Harith had trapped the Djinn in the forest using verses from the Quran. The Djinn vowed vengeance, cursing the land and its inhabitants. Over time, the curse weakened but never vanished completely. Ibrahim decided to confront the Djinn in its true domain. Armed with knowledge and unwavering faith, he ventured into the forest. The villagers begged him not to go, but he reassured them. "Allah is with me," he said, his voice steady. The final confrontation. The forest was unnaturally silent as Ibrahim entered, the dense trees casting eerie shadows. He recited verses from the Quran with every step, the words acting as a shield. Deeper into the forest, the ground grew colder, and the air thickened with an oppressive presence. At the heart of the forest, Ibrahim found an ancient, crumbling altar surrounded by charred trees. The Djinn appeared, bound by glowing chains, its fiery eyes burning with hatred. "You are brave, mortal," it hissed, "but your bravery will be your downfall." Ibrahim ignored the taunt and began reciting Surah Al-Baqarah. The Djinn writhed in agony, the chains tightening with each verse. Desperate, it summoned illusions of Ibrahim's loved ones, crying for help. But Ibrahim saw through the deception. "My faith in Allah cannot be shaken," he declared. "Your tricks are meaningless." As he completed the recitation, a blinding light engulfed the altar. The Djinn let out a final, ear-piercing scream before disintegrating into ash. The forest grew silent once more, but this time it was a peaceful silence. The aftermath. Ibrahim returned to the village, exhausted but victorious. He gathered the villagers and led them in prayer, thanking Allah for his protection. Sheikh Hamid's family moved back into their home without fear, and the village prospered once again. Ibrahim's story became a legend, inspiring generations to place their trust in Allah. When asked about his bravery, he would humbly reply, "It was not I who defeated the Djinn, but the power of Allah and the Quran." This was one of the most chilling stories we've uncovered, but we promise more horror and mystery in the upcoming videos. If you love terrifying stories, subscribe now and hit the bell icon to get notified of new content. Don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Dare you continue this dark journey with us?